Today for our science lesson, we're going to be talking about objects that sink and float, and we're going to be making different predictions. So, predict is our first vocab word, and a prediction is something when you guess what will happen, or you say what you think will happen, even though you don't know for sure yet. And then objects that sink are going to fall to the bottom of the water, and objects that float are going to be staying on the top. So we're going to see what kind of objects float and sink. Okay, so to test our first object, let's see, what do you think? Let's make a prediction about what will happen if we put the highlighter in the water. Do you think it will float or sink? Make a guess? Sink? So we would say to say a sink? Okay, so if we say, we'll say it in a complete sentence to practice making a prediction. We'll say, I predict the highlighter will sink.
I predict the highlighter will sink.
Okay, so let's see what happens when we put it in water. Ooh. Is that what we thought would happen? Was our prediction right?
No.
No, it wasn't. It actually floats. So that's how we test our predictions to see if they're right. Okay, we'll try another one. What do you think will happen if we put a paper clip in water?
I predict that paperclip will sink.
Sink? Okay, so good sentence. I like how you said and used your vocabulary. Let's put it in the sea. And we were right this time. The paperclip sank, fell to the bottom. Okay. So, I will give you each a few different objects. Okay. And on your sheet, we have a table, and we're going to write, we'll do it together, but when we'll say what object we have, and then our prediction, and then we'll test it out and see if we were right. So as we do this, we'll fill out our table. So, Julie, do you want to start? What do you want your first object?
I'll do the bracelet.
Okay, so bracelet.
I predict it will float.
Float, okay. Good sentence. I like how you used your language.
And I get it right.
Yep. And you test it. And you're right. Floated. Okay. Good. Vanessa, you want to take a turn?
Sure.
Start
I'll
with
do the sunglasses.
sunglasses.
And I'm going to say that they will sink.
Sink. They did. They sank to the bottom. Good. Let's get those out of there. I'll keep my hands wet. Okay, Julie, your next one?
I'm going to do the spoon.
Okay. Spoon. What do you think will happen to the spoon in the water?
I think it might sink.
Sink.
Or I predict it will sink.
Good. Good. Sink. The spoon sank. Good prediction. We've been on with all of our predictions so far. Vanessa?
I'm going to do popsicle stick.
Popsicle stick.
And I'm going to say I predict that the popsicle stick will float.
Float. Okay. Good. Popsicle stick. Stayed on top of the water. Julie, and one
I'm
more.
gonna do the penny.
Okay.
And I predict that it will float.
Okay. Let's see what happens. Ooh, the penny sank, didn't it? That was good to see. Why do you think the penny sank instead of floated?
It might be too heavy.
Heavier. Yeah, it's heavier than we thought it was. Good. Vanessa?
I'm going to do a bottle cap.
Okay.
And I think it's going to sink.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the bottle cap is. Ooh. The bottle cap floated. It's kind of confusing with the bottle cap because it's like a metal like the penny, but it floated and the penny sank. It's a little lighter. Do you want to compare? Do you think the penny is heavier or more dense?
Yes.
Okay, dense and it has more weight to it.
Do you
think that might be
yeah,
right?
the penny is
Heavier. So if we were to, yes, that's a very good observation. So if we were to classify or say why objects sink and float. Why do you think our objects sank and didn't float? What kind of characteristics do they have, the ones that sink?
They were heavier.
They're heavier? Yep.
Yeah, they had more density.
Yep. Good word. So the ones that float would be, if you compare them, they would be lighter. Yep. So lighter and heavier, less dense. Good. So just to finish it up, so now we talked about which ones tend to float, which objects float more, and which ones sink. I want you to fill out this chart with a partner. You can talk about each of the objects listed at the top and put them in a column. Whether you think they'll float or sink, based on what we know about weight and light objects. And then you can give me to those, and that'll be your ticket out of the room today.
I think that's gonna float. Beach bottle float. We saw the pennies and things and
It'll float.
those must
They usually
float, right?
float on the water.
Yeah. A bowling ball, it's gotta be heavy. Stick.
Stick.
So we did that one too, kind of.
Yeah, a bowling ball, that is pretty heavy.
That's gotta be same thing. Rock.
Rocks are pretty heavy too.
Yeah.
They're usually at the bottom of the water.
Yeah. Definitely think that it will float.
Yeah. Okay, good. Well, I'll look over those and we can talk about those objects tomorrow. Good job today testing your objects and using your vocabulary.